Hi folks, my name is Balázs, and today we are going to, or at least trying to, fix this microwave oven. It's some second or third time I'm repairing this, but previously I have much less interesting issues. Okay, so the light bulb was failing and this knob was not working properly. But today we have a different issue where it trips the safety relay. It's not the fuse, but the safety relay is tripped, which means that something between live and earth is not right. So some current flowing between live and earth. So this microwave oven has its own mains board, and it contained these safety capacitors. As you can see, the missing parts here, which I disordered because I was suspecting that these were failing and let currents through between live and earth, but that is not the case. So I'm trying to move forward and try to find which there is current leaking, but so let's go on with this inspection. And what I'm going to check now is check for grounds. Here we have a ground from, this is a heater element. I believe this is the heater element for the grill functionality. This might be an issue, but normally it's not under current or not under voltage when it's not on, but we will check this one. And here I see another, not sure if you can see it, but I move the camera a little bit further down. It is another ground. What is it grounding? I'm not sure. The motherboard. The motherboard usually do not use any mains live, so I'm not suspecting that there will be leak from there. What else? We see some capacitors down there, which certainly grounded to the metal case, and I'm afraid nothing else. Okay, so what we are going to do first is to check this grill wire. I put back this mains board like so. I'm going to put these safety capacitors back later on, but not now, because it's safety for the electronics parts, not for us. So we're not going to miss it for the test. And it trips the safety relay quite slowly, so we have some time to check if there is some leak. So what I'm going to do is get the multimeter and put the probe in amps. So let's go to the amps. It stands 10 amps, and I put it between this ground, which is the ground from this heater, and to the ground where it used to be, and I'm measuring current. If there is current, then there is some leakage there. So let's put the microwave under mains current, so no touching here or anywhere actually. The thing is that I do not see current flowing. And it trips quite slowly, but I'm still afraid that I will blow it finally, and the family is upstairs and I do not want them to be mad if I blow the fuse. I was really hoping to see some current flowing here. You must tighten these screws very well because they are biting to the paint, through the paint, and you want a good connection between the body and the terminals. Okay, so move on to this screw. I don't really think that we will see anything here because it's from the motherboard or mainboard, and this mainboard that was tight. That mainboard should not have any live, but who knows? Probably there is some leakage somewhere. That is enough to trip. Oh, one thing I forgot. I have the multimeter in DC measurements. That's not good. Okay, let's do it anyway. With this then, if it's already disconnected.
A few minutes later.
But no, this is not the thing what we are looking for. Okay, so let's go back here. Another type of screwdriver. Nothing. Nothing on AC. Nothing on DC. That's a pity. I mean, we certainly have a lot of things that is grounded. For example, this bimetal heat switch. We have one here as well. Or we can test our theory and measure current between the ground escaping from the machine and check if our theory is okay. So this wire goes straight to the cable and to the system of the house. So this is the one which very certainly should see any leakage. And if we see leakage here, our theory was correct about measuring the problem. So good connection here, good connection there, but meantime this was shorted, so let's somehow move it away like so. Make sure we have a good connection, and you can see that I'm using this thick wire here because I don't want to mess around with small cables here. We are not, actually there should be some very low voltage there, I mean very low current, but still. Okay, so let's do this. No, I see nothing on the output, so my theory was not correct. I do not see anything. I'm afraid I have to trip the switch to be sure that we are still facing with the same problem. It's not gone somehow. Okay, so let's notify the family about this, and I will try to switch, trip the safety switch. Okay, so I'm back. Let's put the multimeter somewhere here, so you can also see it. It's in AC mode, measuring current. Okay, so we are connecting the mains ground to the chassis ground, and we are measuring current there. And we are going to connect the two things, to the microwave oven to the live. And we will check the current. There is no current currently, but I'm afraid if it's something instantaneous, something will connect it sometimes in the startup time or something like this, then we will not see, because this multimeter is not that fast. But let's see. I don't know what is happening.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
It was not ripped. Oh, but what I can do is to switch the polarity of the mains, because in Europe we do not have dedicated live, and probably there is some circuit that probably this one is okay, but this one shorts, and when it's cut, there is no circuit in the system, then it will not trip. Okay, so let's do it like that. Something happening. You see, something was rising here. Definitely. We need much more for the breaker or this safety relay to trip, I believe, but probably a constant current also can trip it. Oh yes, so my theory is correct about that. It's not the same how we connect the two things together. So probably there is something in the heating element of the grill that is always connected, and one way, one terminal is connected always with live. So I can also check this with my multimeter currently. This one is under live, and this one as well. That can be because it has a very tiny resistance. Still interesting. So there is some current, but it's not enough to trip the breaker. But certainly what I can see is that there is live on both ends of the grill, which is not ideal. Okay, let's check it the other way. So if I switch the plug, is there live here? No. You see? That is the difference. So what I do currently as well is that I put my probe, it is a probe, we call it fázisceruza, but it's not helpful for you. So I put it here and there for the two terminals of the grill functionality, and what I can see is that there is no live here, but when I switch the plug, I can see that there is live here, and I can also, oops, the screwdriver slipped, sorry. It was me. You see, that's what I'm saying. So it's far from optimal to have live in these wires, but it is not connected. I mean, it's not under functionality, this grill. So as we do not use the grill at all, and certainly has some issues. So what I will do is to completely somehow disable the grill functionality, probably remove some cables which are not necessary for that, and these two yellow wires, I mean, it's under current, so let's first disconnect this. So we have these two yellow wires. One is going to this heat switch, thermostat switch, where black goes somewhere to the main board. The other yellow cable goes, yellow cable, there are more yellow cables.
And later.
And this is the brown, this is the brown, and this brown. I mean, there are only brown, black and yellow wires here, so okay, there is a blue as well. Kind of hard to see which cable is which. Okay, do it off camera and come back to you with the result.
More moments later.
Okay, so what I'm planning to do is to disconnect these terminals from this heat switch, thermostat switch. Okay, so do I see? I still see live here, live there. So probably live will be also there. Must be. Yes. But no from their side. So, and that means, what does this mean? Oh, this can still means that we have the mains from the black wire. And that's a pity. Because the black wire is connected with this terminal. I'm going to touch it, but this terminal, what I'm just lifting there, contains also red and the black wire, and they mount it together here. So probably the mains arise from the black cable up here and will be separated to two parts. The yellow wire comes to the heater of the grill functionality. So what I will do after disconnecting the whole thing is to remove this terminal, isolate it properly, both terminals I mean, and check whether we still see some leakage on the ground or not. Okay, so let's disconnect that. Try not to touch anything with my left hand. So I'm separating these terminals. These terminals go to the grill. Okay, so what we have done here is to put everything back together. You have seen me solder back these safety capacitors, and I have isolated the terminals of the grill heater element from its connector, so it won't be functional anymore, but at least it also will not leak live to the ground. This is the goal for today. So the grill functionality will be removed, or it is removed from the microwave oven for now. Okay, so what I've prepared is to connect one wire or one lead of the multimeter to the chassis or case of the metal case of the microwave oven, and the other lead to the cord which is going to the system of the house, so the connector. And we are going to test for any leakage. I mean, if there will be any current going through this setup. So let's do it immediately. Okay, everything is right. Okay, let's do that. I'm not sure if you can see this, but technically there is no leak at all. But this was the good side because it was switched by the switch. So let's put it the other way, where the heat element was on the live, even if it was switched off. And again, there is no leakage. We are in AC mode. And you can see that there is live here. You can see the indicator in this, I don't know how you call it, fázisceruza. Anyway, I'm pretty confident that we have fixed this microwave oven for some years again. Okay, so that's all for now. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.